what is it, $1,900? Because there are no more energy non-crisis books out there. I'll give you one as a gift with my 8th set of DVDs. You can get my new Energy Non-Crisis DVD, and the next 12 months, the number is 800-321-2900. Now, why do I say all this? Folks, I beg of you, set your house in order. You need to listen to what Alex... He had some wonderful products advertised there just a moment ago that you need. If ever you got things ready, do it now. And the first thing to do, and you'll have to bear with me, I've been a minister for 50 years, set your spiritual house in order. For goodness sakes, read your Bible and get right with Jesus Christ. Know that your salvation is settled, that your house is on a solid rock and not on sinking sand. And I try to bring all of this out in my new DVD the next 12 months. I'll bring out not just the things that this man told me that we can expect, but I go into the background, the ramifications of it, the little details, how you set your house in spiritual order, plant a garden this spring, get out of debt, listen to the buzzwords of the elitist, because they do have their own moral code. Believe me, these people are not totally immoral people. They have a moral code. They're required by their moral code to tell you in advance of what they're going to do.
Exactly. That's their Illuminati system. Stop right there, Dr. Monteith and Lindsey Williams, because I just want to bring up a point here. You can see them gearing up for the martial law. You can see the police state preparations everywhere as they announce, oh, the National Guard's going to be in Denver. Oh, the National Guard's going to be in Chicago, confiscating guns, on NBC News. Oh, it's for your safety. We can see them building up for this collapse, and we better get the word out to everybody of who's behind it so people don't go along with Barack Obama or John McCain or George Bush. They're just puppets. We have to have the revelation of understanding right now, or they're going to be able to take us into the next level of all of this control. Dr. Monteith, your comments on what's being discussed here.
Well, there are a lot of things. Why won't they develop, or let us develop the oil resources that we have, those that Lindsey has talked about in Alaska, certainly the Bakken oil, the shale oil, something like 400 billion barrels of oil there, according to the governor of Montana. In fact, there was a fellow named Dr. Price who was writing about this in 2000. He worked for the Geological Survey, and just before he got the report finished, he just up and died. And of course, this report has been repressed ever since then. 400 billion barrels of oil, and the governor of Montana has used that figure, and you can Google that in if you want to check it out. Saudi Arabia only has about 230 billion. And the question is, why won't they let us develop our own oil resources? Well, there is a plan, and that is to redistribute the wealth of the American people. We're putting out over $300 billion a year foreign oil. We're importing about 12 million barrels of oil every day. We're consuming we were consuming 20.5 billion. We're down to about 19.7 billion. Actually, oil use is declining here in the United States since the price of oil began to rise. Now, it'll probably go back up again as the price falls. Why are they going to lower the price of oil? Well, first of all, because the Bilderbergers ordered it. You go back and you read about what happened at the last Bilderberger meeting, or...
Yeah, they had a shift and said that this is waking the people up too fast. We might want to cut back on prices.
You may very well be right. I mean, but the other reason I think they want to cut the price of oil is they've done this repeatedly before.
They go up and down.
And they did it in the early 1980s. And you say, why would they possibly lower the price of oil intentionally? Well, very simply because that way you get rid of competition. And there were a lot of people in the 1982, 83, 84 who were out there, they were wildcatters. They were trying to develop oil on their own. And, of course, they might have a few $1 million. And, of course, they dropped the price down to $10 a barrel as they did, and they just bankrupted them.
Well, that's happened over and over again. They jack up oil prices for a while, and then they lower it again. They admit, it's come out in their own documents, to bankrupt all of their competition. This is what I want to do for the last 15 minutes we have. I want to give the number out to listeners, but specifically only for Lindsey Williams and Dr. Stan Monteith on energy, on oil, on the issues we've been talking about in the last hour. 1-800-259-9231, 1-800-259-9231, and specifically on this issue, and we'll go to your calls here in just a few minutes. Dr. Monteith, the gear-up of the police state, what do you think they're gearing it up for?
Well, I think they want to take away our freedom. You know, it is the most amazing thing, Alex, and I know you're aware of this, but maybe your listeners are not. But this housing bill they passed last week, to help, the people who are losing their homes. What does it include? Why, everybody working for the mortgage industry is going to have to be fingerprinted. How many people in the listening audience believe that the reason we have a housing crisis is because the people who work in the housing industry and the financial industry aren't fingerprinted? And then the other thing was, as an adjunct, as part of this legislation, all of the records of everything you purchased with a credit card will now be sent to the Internal Revenue Service. How many people think that we had a housing crisis because the IRS didn't have a record of everything you buy? I mean, this is the most incredible thing, how they beat these crises, and then they use them as a cover to collect these dossiers on American citizens. You're absolutely right, Alex. They are planning on a dictatorship in America. I know you've probably seen that clip of the film from the Iran-Contra hearings where Congressman Jack Brooks is trying to bring out the fact that there's a plan. He's asking Oliver North about the plan, to suspend the Constitution and put people in concentration camps.
And now we're alive when all of this is coming to fruition. We're now, all the globalist setups, all their global manipulations to bring in this world government, to bring down the U.S., we are now, to make China and Russia the new powerhouses, we are now here at that point. What would you say, Dr. Monteith, Pastor Williams, what would you say to the police and military right now who are finally listening to us and finally realize just how real all this is?
Well, I would say, first, your loyalty is to the Constitution, not to the people in positions of command. And when push comes to shove and when they try to declare this dictatorship, which they will do under one guise or another, you're going to have to decide where your loyalty is. I hope it will be with the Constitution and with the American people, and not with the elitists who control our military and control the reins of power. And through federal extension of gifts to the local police force, now we have, in many instances, a federal militarized local police force that's under the control of the federal government. What we need to do is take America back.
Alex, I've done some investigations since I was contacted a few weeks ago. I am amazed. I can't give their names because I'm not allowed to. I wish I could name over the air, which I won't, the number of top oil company officials that I knew when I was in Prudhoe Bay on the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline that have moved to a safe haven. I know where they are. I have been able to make contact.
Cook Islands, New Zealand.
It is amazed how they've moved out of certain...
Hold on, let me ask you. Cook Islands, New Zealand, Switzerland?
They've gone to some safe spots in America. Many of them have moved to Alaska and gotten back out away from all of it.
Montana. Well, all I know is that a lot of the rich people I know have been leaving the last 3 years. Dick Cheney buying a house in Dubai, Blackwater moving offshore, Halliburton to Dubai. But you're saying Dubai is going to be even worse.
They're making preparations for themselves, and you can be assured that they know what's in the wind.
Okay, let's take a call. Al in Los Angeles, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Alex, I was wondering, where is it that you can find that specific phrase, North American Union?
Oh, well, it's in Council on Foreign Relations documents where they talk about North American integration. We've got Vicente Fox on video. We Are Change interviewed him. It's actually in the extras it's in the film, in Truth Rising. We say, you want to set up a North American Union, right? That's the plan. He says, yes, that's what we want. It's in Council on Foreign Relations, published books. It's going back 50 years. The New York Times has reported on the plan to set that up. I mean, Dr. Monteith, you want to comment on this?
Well, the Council on Foreign Relations published a book called Building a North American Community. And they actually published it. I purchased it from them. And this is what they want, a North American community, a North American Union. It is simply part of a master plan. First of all, to unite Europe, and then to unite North America and South America and Africa and Asia, and the Asian Rim countries, they know exactly what they're doing.
And they always deny that there's going to be a North American Union, or there's going to be an Asian Union, or an African Union, or a Mediterranean Union, or a European Union. I mean, they just last year had the 50th anniversary of the Treaty of Rome, okay? In Europe, 50 years of the European Union. But they officially told everybody in Europe it didn't start until 2000. So they, in their SPP document, September 23rd, 2006, the Judicial Watch suit and got the first item on the agenda, and this is, by the way, an endgame, is keeping it secret. Okay, does that answer your question, Al?
Yeah, I was just also wondering if you could put that up in your famous quote section on your website.
You know, we posted all the articles and everything else 100 times. I don't have the staff to. We need to get a bigger internet staff. I'm planning on trying to hire some more web people. I mean, you have no idea. I'm not whining. I'm literally working constantly. I was here at midnight last night. It's